Please welcome to the stage, Sarah Spiker.
Imagine a world where 31 million extra children, in fact, extra girls, are in education. And imagine a world where an additional 98 million young women are in secondary education. Or imagine a world where more than 50% of the world's leaders are female. That's the kind of world that we're passionate about seeing at the Cotton On Foundation, because that's a better world for everyone. I'm Sarah Spiker, and I'm the Head of Programs for the Cotton On Foundation. We're the charitable arm of Australia's largest fashion retailer, the Cotton On Group. And we believe that a quality education gives every child the potential to change their world. Since 2007, we have invested 100 million Australian dollars in doing just that, in the provision of education programs. And we do this to make sure that education is accessible in rural Uganda, in townships in South Africa, on the border of Thailand and Myanmar among migrant communities, and in Indigenous communities in the Northern Territory of Australia. I've seen through my work that education has the power to transform communities. But sadly, wherever you see this success, you don't have to look too far to see damaging inequality. Because unfortunately today, access to a quality education is still too closely linked to where you were born, to what colour your skin is, to what gender you are, or to how much money you have. We need to remember that education is a fundamental human right. It's not a privilege. Unfortunately today, 61 million children are not accessing primary education. But even worse than that, of those who do get to school, we often see girls unable to stay in school. Today, 98 million girls are missing out on secondary school. That is not good enough. We know this week we're talking about climate change. We've got some really complex problems to solve as a society. But the only way that we're going to be able to solve these problems is with a collective response. We need to coordinate the resources, political will and innovation to solve these problems together. And unfortunately, we can't do that without women and girls from the global south having opportunities to be educated and to be leaders. We're really doing ourselves a disservice by overlooking this important group. Today, only 21.9% of positions in national parliaments are held by women. That's not good enough either. Parliaments are the very platforms where we're going to see change happen. It's the last frontier. We're hearing about businesses being successful, we're hearing about individuals, but we need parliaments to get on board as well, and we need a greater representation of women to be able to do that. Today I want to highlight the situation in Uganda, where we do a lot of our work. Uganda is a patriarchal society where a lot of decisions are made in families based on really deeply rooted cultural norms and beliefs. And these are often beliefs that discriminate against girls. I've seen this firsthand through my work, and I've spent a lot of time with these girls hearing about the barriers they face to education. And today I want to introduce you to one of them. You're going to meet a young woman called Nachavumbi Josephine. She's in her final year of secondary school at a school supported by the Cotton On Foundation, and she's got a message for you all.
I'm Nachavumbi Josephine. I'm 19 years old. I have a family, my father and my mother. We are 3 girls and 3 boys too. Girls, we suffer and face more challenges compared to boys. You find boys in home, they just sit or go for other work, and girls do do most of the housework, like cooking, cleaning. Some parents don't have money to pay for school fees for their children. Therefore, they decide, let this girl go and get married because I don't have money even to take care of her. Others, even if they have money, they don't see the importance of educating a girl. They have that tendency of girls being stupid. They cannot add value to the world. There was a girl that dropped out. I was told that her mother took that girl to go on for prostitution to get money for the family. That girl suffered a lot. And when girls go in their menstruation periods, like there is a girl, she's now in senior 4. At times she used to go out without pads, and blood could come out and in class, and it is really shameful to that thing to come out in public. But that girl, when she received those pads, she came and told me, Josephine, for me I'm really happy. And this being not educated has kept Uganda backward, because many villages are not developed because of uneducated leaders. Many businesses fail because of uneducated workers. I feel privileged to have education and have people helping me to acquire this education, because personally my family can't afford paying all the necessities for the school. But I really feel pity for those children who don't get that chance to be educated. I feel I have to be the real example to show that even women, we have an importance. We can do even better to take the world ahead. I think educating women will change the world. When I graduate, I want to do business. This will help me to acquire some money, to also give back to others. For me, I majorly want to stay in Uganda, majorly in my village, to develop it. Women are not given the jobs because some jobs are taken to be for men. I just think, when I graduate, how will I go into this field of work? They ask the women who work for them, and those are my worries. But I'm proud to be a woman, because no one can equate himself to a woman. We are strong. Our strength is majorly in heart, but it could be not physically, but our hearts are very strong. This will help the country to grow. This will help also to nurture great people of tomorrow.
So the good news is that we actually have the answers to remove these barriers that so many girls are facing. It's really quite simple, but we all need to work together. We need more infrastructure. All of our schools need adequate toilets, washrooms and sanitary pads for girls so that they're not missing school when they have their period. We need to be doing more programming to create dialogue in communities, to challenge the norms that are discriminatory towards girls. We need to create more opportunities for girls to access higher education, to be leaders, to be employers, and to be contributors of their community. And I'm pleased to share that Cotton On Foundation have partnered with Girl Up, a UN Foundation initiative, to launch the first ever Girl Up Leadership Summit in Uganda in 2020. We're going to, yeah, that's pretty exciting. We're going to work together to roll out Girl Up clubs across all of our schools so that we can give girls opportunities to develop skills in leadership, civics and participation. We're going to continue the programming we do to have the right conversations in community so that we see an eradication of violence against girls and an increase in student rights. And we will continue to fund scholarships for girls to access higher education so that they're not just getting a primary education, but they go all the way through secondary and on to whatever pathway they choose. And it's only once we've made education accessible for all that we'll really be able to tackle in a sustainable way the big issues that we face as a world. We need to coordinate our efforts, remove the barriers and work together for Nachavumbi Josephine, who you met on the video, for the 98 million girls who've missed out on secondary school, and for humanity as a whole. We can create a world that is equal and prosperous, and we can do this together for her. Thank you.